Rob Reiner and his wife are murdered in their home, presumably by Rob's loser son. Now, Rob and President Trump never got along, so everyone wondered how Trump would respond. And Trump responded on his Truth Social account in the most Trumpian way imaginable. However, as everyone, even many of his ardent followers, gasped at the crassness of his message, few understood what he was trying to do and why. Well, I'm going to tell you. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
Now, before I begin, let me say that I voted for Trump in the last election, and every time I regret doing so, which seems to happen more and more, I just look at the picture of Kamala Harris and feel a lot better about my vote. So I voted for him, but I don't like him. I just can't stand the kind of person he is, even if I agree with a lot of his politics. Speaking of not liking Trump, Rob Reiner has laid down some real nasties on the president over the years, and Trump hasn't been kind to Rob either. I get arguments, but when a man and his wife are brutally murdered, that's probably not the time to get in the last word. That's spiking the ball in a game where the other team was forced to forfeit. Okay, but here we go.
A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood.
And with that, if you're expecting the rest of his tweet to come off as a mature, empathetic, or sensible post, well, you don't know who you're dealing with. Although you should, since he's been your president for 6 years now. If he had spared us the rest, all would have been well. But that's not what happened.
Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling, but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away, together with his wife Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with the mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration blah, blah, blah.
When President Trump posted his Truth Social message, he guessed that the murderer's motive was about him. Why would he make such an assumption? Well, Trump suffers from psychological projection. I don't mean projection like it's defined in Twitter wars, essentially a synonym for hypocrisy. No, projection doesn't mean calling someone something that you are yourself. Rather, projection is the innate inability to understand how others might think differently than yourself. Think about how you feel when you listen to Sugar Sugar by the Archies, and you just cannot understand how someone could dislike it. They're listening to the same song, right? Columbo nails projection down as well as anyone. Check out this scene from season 1. In it, Trump catches a woman who murdered her husband and bribed her daughter to leave the country with a suitcase full of cash. Why did she think the daughter would go along with it? Well, Columbo is now going to tell you.
Did it ever occur to you that there are very few people that would take money to forget about a murder? It didn't, did it? I knew it wouldn't. No conscience. Limits your imagination. You can't conceive of anybody being any different than what you are. And you're greedy. And that's why, as bright as you are, and you're bright, you believe that Margaret could be bought. You see?
Please report to gate 64.
You were set up. I arranged it all with Margaret. I told Margaret that if she really wanted to nail you, she had to force you to use the ransom money.
Trump is driven politically to the point of sheer pettiness, and so he cannot imagine someone not being driven politically. Because he hated Rob Reiner because of his politics, he could not imagine someone murdering Rob over something other than politics. Trump is no murderer, but he has probably fantasized killing those he hates. That's okay. People can fantasize about anything they want. We used to call it a cancer list when I was a kid. Those people you would rub out once you find out you have an incurable disease. The wussies of the world have replaced the cancer list with the bucket list. Although keep in mind that the same leftists who say, "Oh no, not me, I would never think of hurting someone," are the same ones that dream about placing Trump's head in a vice casino style. In his mind, Trump's not fantasizing about killing others over money. He has plenty of that. Or women. He's married to a total hottie. Or drugs. He probably can get all he needs. No, Trump can't imagine killing someone over those things, but he can easily understand killing someone because of their hatred of him. And therefore, Trump can't imagine someone murdering Rob other than over his hatred of Trump. But why does it have to be about Trump? Well, part of Trump's psyche is narcissism. He thinks he's the hottest stuff around, and becoming a billionaire, getting elected twice to the presidency, and marrying Venus de Milo are only going to fuel that narcissism. Hell, if I landed all those, I'd be pretty narcissistic as well. I'd be insufferable. Even his most loyal followers understand that Trump centers the world around himself. They just think he does it deservedly so. So why bother tweeting about it? Trump's message was in response to what he thought would happen once word got out about the murders. The murderer would turn out to be driven by MAGA. In Trump's world, that's all it could be about, and he would be blamed for inciting it with his rhetoric. So Trump tried to head his critics off at the pass by laying the blame on the victim. It wasn't anything Trump said that caused the murders. No, rather, Rob's TDS-driven verbal attacks turned a law-abiding MAGA supporter into a deranged killer. Trump figured that he would get the talking point into the social media stratosphere before any blame on him could gather momentum. But why be such an asshole about it? The next step in our psychoanalysis of President Trump is understanding that he is the master contrarian. When it comes to Trump and social obligations, it's always opposites day. To Trump, doing that which is expected of you is tantamount to getting pushed around, and no one pushes Trump around. We all do this from time to time. You know what the right thing to do is, but you don't want to do the right thing because that's what everyone wants. Doing what the public wants means caving to its will. And perhaps Trump had something kinder in mind. After all, he said some fairly nice things about Ruth Bader Ginsburg when she died, so he's capable of doing it. But when some newbie probably told the president, "You really need to write some heartfelt post about Rob, showing that you're in fact a bigger man. That's what the world expects you to do." And with that, any notion that Trump would do the right thing evaporated. Like I say, I'm no fan of Trump, but I think I understand him. And hopefully you know a little more about him now. Like my video and subscribe to my channel. And if you're a big Trump fan and you're mad at me over this, well, too bad. You know what? Grow up. Not everybody has to agree with you on every freaking thing.